This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem B'Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 45, is that the least of the flocks, which are these Amalekites, these JJs, these 1948ers, these small hats, all right, they're ready to attack Iran, okay, once again. And the war in the so-called Middle East has just begun, okay, especially when it comes to the war with Iran, okay. Right now, America, Babylon the Great, okay, is preparing itself. It's moving into position. It also has a whole bunch of U.S. troops that have been sent out there. Okay, it's more than 50,000. Okay, so get ready for ground invasion. It's coming. Okay, now how it will start, more than likely, maybe one of these aircraft carriers gets attacked either by Iran or a false flag, which would give America the reasoning to justify, why they need to send boots on the ground. All right. But ultimately, this is all because of these JJs, these 1948ers, these small hats, all right, dragging America into this region, okay, for their own demise, okay, because this is going to lead to America's destruction, all right, because when you continue on in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 46, at the noise of the taking, Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations, right, because this is leading to America, Babylon the Great's destruction, which is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, all right, because Russia and China are going to get into this battle, okay, they're already in, okay, by supporting Iran, providing weapons and intelligence. But ultimately, they're going to get in physically, okay? So we're in the beginning stages of World War III. It's not going away, okay? So here it is. The JJs are threatening to attack, bomb Iran into the Stone Age, all right? So this is talking about mass genocide, all right? Defense Minister of the JJ's Katz made the comment following the indefinite extension of an ongoing truce by the U.S. And this is not a truce, okay? That blockade, what's a blockade? A blockade is an act of war, okay? Let me show you something. Pattern recognition, okay? Is a blockade an act of war, okay? Yes, a blockade is considered an act of war under international law, okay? So this whole notion with America and the ceasefire and the truce, it's all fake news. It's BS, okay? And Iran knows this. This is why they are not talking to America, Babylon the Great, all right? Because of this blockade. It's all smoke and mirrors. The Western media has been fucking lying. Anyway, back to the point, okay? So a blockade is an act of war under international law. It is a maritime strategy used by belligerents to prevent vessels or aircrafts from entering or leaving an enemy's coast, disrupting trade and supplies. Okay? Now, how can I word this correctly? What major war did this happen in? recently. Okay. Well, pattern recognition. Okay. Um, Let me write it this way, because so that you get a full understanding. Okay. What blockade occurred in World War II? Yep. Here it is. The primary overarching blockade during World War II was the blockade of Germany, 1939 1945, an economic war conducted by the British Empire and France to restrict vital supplies such as food, fuel, and raw materials from reaching Nazi Germany and fascist Italy. The naval blockade aimed to cripple the Axis war economy and was sustained throughout the conflict, right? So this was occurred in 1939, all right? And isn't that when scholars would say that that's when World War II officially started, was in 1939, okay? When Nazi Germany invaded Poland, okay? And then 2 days later, France and Britain declared war on Nazi Germany, okay? In which they implemented a blockade on Nazi Germany. Are you understanding the pattern? So we're in World War III, okay? Just accept it, okay? Anyway, back to the point. So there has been no peace. There has been no, truce. It's all smoke and mirrors, all right? The war is about to escalate. Facts. That's why Newsweek said, is a surprise strike on the way as Trump sends more troops to Iran? Yes, it's going to happen. Now, there's rumors that a false flag may occur on one of these aircraft carriers. Okay, I still think that a false flag will occur here at home with a cyber attack, all right, which will coincide with the reset of this whole financial system into the digital blockchain, so it prepares for the market of beast, which is the RFID chip. That's just my opinion. We're going to see how the Lord wants to play it out. Okay, that's where I think is going to happen. A major cyber attack is going to hit America. Okay, and again, because they're saying, the FBI and cybersecurity infrastructure agency said that Iran's attacking America's electrical grid as well as waste facilities, okay, which has to do with your toilet. All right, talk about a shitty day. So that could give the Trump administration, okay, all the excuse or justification to send boots on the ground and escalate this war on another level, which is going to happen either way. It's going to happen. Okay, we're in war. Okay, this blockade is an act of war. So, we'll see. Or one of these aircraft carriers can be attacked. Okay, and again, this is all leading to what? America's judgment. All right, let me get this. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. Right, because America's been living on the high horse, all right, over here, acting like they can't be touched, all right. Meanwhile, they're spoiling everybody else. They're in everybody else's backyard, okay. And dealers treacherously, right, killing school kids that are going to school. That's how this war started. All right, and you proud as Americans, you seem to forget that. All right, America with the Tomahawk missiles killed little girls. All right, that were in school. Okay, when the war started, those were the first strikes. Okay, that was treacherous. Okay, and then Trump and this administration tried to lie about it, saying that somehow it came from Iran. It's bullshit. It was a Tomahawk, and it was a double tap. That's dealing treacherously. Okay. Well, those are heathens. Okay, that you dealt treacherously with. What about us, the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? You've dealt extreme treachery towards us. Okay, you dealt with us, all right, with extreme oppression, Okay? So, yeah. And they dealt not treacherously with thee, right? Because really, this is about us because we have no standing army. At least Iran could defend themselves, which they have been, and they've been putting work on you, proud ass Americans. Okay, this is why America is being reactive in all these uh, uh, um, war strategies. That's why they have to send another aircraft carrier there. That's why now they're doing a blockade. It's clearly evident that America is being reactive in this war. So who is controlling this war? Iran, because America has been reactive every step of the way since the start of this war. Okay? But the point is, they have a standing army. We don't. Okay? So you've dealt with us, and we have no might in our hand. Facts. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, right? And we're coming to the time. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee, right? And all these nations, the Lord is going to putting a heavy spirit on them, including NATO. They're going to deal treacherously with you, America, and you JJs. I can't forget you clowns. You JJs are going to get it too. You small hats, you identity stealers. The Lord's going to make sure you get your judgment. Okay. You're gonna fuck around with them Russians over there in the Caspian Sea, all right? It's already reports are coming out that you've been fucking around with the Russians over there in the Caspian Sea because they're supporting Iran, okay? In fact, let me just bring out an article, all right? Russia, Israel, Caspian Sea. Check this out. In March 2026, Israel conducted its first known airstrikes at the Caspian Sea, targeting Iranian naval infrastructure and weapon smuggling routes to Russia at the Bandar Anzali port. These actions aimed at disrupting weapons shipments, drone missiles connecting the two nations. Russia expressed serious concern, declaring it would view further conflict expansion there extremely negatively, right? And also there was reports of Russia giving weapons to Iran through the Caspian Sea, okay? And that was made public by General H.R. McNasty, who I like to call McNasty, okay? All right, he was my commanding officer when he was a colonel. When what's it called? When I was in Iraq, freaking, what was it, in 2025? And in 2005, excuse me, in 2005, okay? He was my commanding officer. And he said that Russia was supplying weapons to Iran. So you JJs, fuck around and find out, man. You're going to fuck around with them Russians and you're going to find out. All right? And that's the Lord judging you JJs. Hold on. Because the Lord said you have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Yeah. For what you've done to us. Because again, why is this happening? I have to emphasize this over and over again. There's a reason in why you clowns are in these forever wars. In these wars. All right? It's because what you've done to us, the children of Israel. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans. Facts. What you've done to us. Okay? You touched the apple of the Lord's eye, which is us. I got it right here. Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. He that touches you touched the apple of his eye. Right? You touched us. You've dealt treacheries with us. Okay? So now you got to pay. And you're going to pay in what? War. That's why you're not getting out of this war. Okay? That's why you're going to lose a lot of men. Okay? There's going to be a heavy depopulation of Edomite men. Okay? In this World War III. Facts. Okay? 9, for behold, I will shake my hand upon them, right? And how does the Lord shake his hand? By making sure you stay in this war, okay? By using war, all right, to judge you. And they shall be spoiled to their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts have sent me, right? And not just war, famine, pestilence, okay? Because the Lord has many ways to judge. Wildfires, tornadoes, like here in Babylon, the Great America. There's tornadoes ripping through the country. Okay, look. Okay, this is how the Lord judges you clowns. The Lord's at an all-time war with you heathens. All right, more specifically, you Edomites, you so-called white people. Tornado. Okay, look at that. Tornado roars through Eden, Oklahoma, destroys homes, forces Air Force Base to close, right? So this goes to show you the Lord ain't dealing with your military. Okay, this is an act of, okay, the Most High. This is an act of the God of Israel. Okay, the God of Israel is putting work on your country. This is straight up body shots. Okay, this is war. The Lord's at war with you Americans. Can't you see? No, you're too damn proud. But you call it because you know why? All right. You want to know why? Because you've been distracted by all your little fucking electronics and your stupid movies, all right, and your stupid celebrities and entertainment and your sports. And I can't wait till the Lord takes your sports away from you, takes your football and your basketball, all right, and your faggot ass hockey away from you. Then you're gonna have to deal with all this all the time, and it's coming. The Lord's gonna take all your entertainment away from you. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's how the Lord's going to get down, okay? He's going to take it all from you. So, yeah, back to Exodus, because I want to bring this out to you Amalekites, you JJs, you 1948, you small hats. The Lord got a special judgment for you clowns, okay? Special judgment for what you've done to us, stealing our identity. Are you out of your fucking mind, okay? You're stealing our identity, okay? Okay. Exodus chapter 17, verse 16. For he said, because the Lord Yahweh have sworn that the Lord Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation and generation. That's why you're not going to win these wars. You're always going to be in these wars, all right, for your judgment and for your annihilation, okay? And that statehood of the JJs is going to be annihilated, okay? It's going to be wiped off the map by the Russians. Fafo. Fuck around and find out, yeah. Let's see. I got to bring this out. Revelation chapter 9, verse 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High. Verse 14, saying to the six angels which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Right, so the Lord commanded the angels, all right, to get these wars started in the so-called Middle East, in West Asia. Make sure that these nations, all right, are in conflict, are in war, okay? And this is why you see what you're seeing. All right, this is the will of the Lord. All right, he ruleth in the kingdom of men. Okay, Revelation chapter 9, verse 15. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. And who's the third part of men? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, which is the wicked. Okay, they are known as the border wickedness. Okay, and prior to the flood, all right, they were known as, all right, the children of the wicked, all right, because prior to the flood, there was three classifications of people, all right. They was known as the sons of God, which was us, the Israelites, okay, which became the Israelites, but we were known as the sons of God, all right, before the flood, okay. Then you had the sons of men, which are these heathens, okay? And then you have the sons of the wicked, which are you Edomites of today, okay? All right? And you're also the physical counterpart of Satan, all right? But you are the sons of the wicked, all right? And it doesn't matter if you don't believe. We believe, and that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, this Bible, this book, all right, was written for us. It was written for our understanding, not you. Your only understanding is get ready for more wars. Get ready to see the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. That's it. How about that? Okay? That's the only understanding you need. Get ready for these wars to hit you right in your face. Get ready to see the coffins, all right, pile up. The book of Lamentation, chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. All right, right. So, you Edomites, this is your last hoorah, okay? Live it up. Whatever, if you're depressed, if you're sad that America, okay, isn't blessing you anymore, well, tough, all right? Okay, you missed out. Okay, if you know who you need to yell and scream at, the JJs, the 1940s, the small hats. Okay, all right, because they didn't share the blessing. Okay, all right. They didn't share the blessing that you were supposed to have, all right, in this current rulership. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, right? And that's what we're clearly seeing. Now the cup is passing on to you. Now you're seeing more Edomites complaining, all right, about how things are getting expensive, how, what's it called? America has been hijacked by, all right, the Epstein regime, by pedos, right? Okay, which, again, the Epstein regime, who does that make up mainly of? All right, JJ's 1948 or small hats, okay, and they have blackmailed your politicians to sell your country out. Okay, again, the reason why you ain't living the high life is because these JJ's, these 1940s, these small hats. So take your grievances with them. Okay. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. And this is clearly what we're seeing. We're seeing the revealing of America's wickedness is barbarism. Okay, it's decadence. Okay, it's a sick freak of a behavior. 22. The punishment of thy iniquities accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Right, and that's why you got to be excited about these wars, because this is the Lord confirming to us that our punishment, our captivity is almost up. All right. We need these wars to happen so we get the hell up out of here. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. Right, this is our last captivity. He will visit thy iniquity. O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins. Right, because the Lord's going to judge these Edomites. All right, and this is how he's judging them. All right, he's making sure that they stay in this war, and it's only going to get worse for them. Okay, but yeah, this is our last captivity, brothers and sisters. You should be excited about what these JJs are doing, making sure this war continues on. All right, you should be excited what America's doing. All right, making sure that that this war continues on, and this is the will of the Lord. Okay. All right, and get ready, man. Get ready to see a draft coming. A draft is coming too, so be prepared for that. A draft is coming. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. Check this out. 144. You can't make this up. Kal Halayim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So yeah, all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Okay? And again, double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, all right, who taught us this truth. And stay, brothers, stay prayed up, pray for the apostle elders as they get up in age and in health. Pray for their health and their longevity. And brothers, pray for your household. Prayer is important. You should be praying every day. For the few sisters that are watching, keep studying, and when you pray at your head cover. Everyone's out of here. Shalom.